What's up, it's Cinema Shogun here, and there's been a lot of news about aliens and UFOs coming out lately. I don't know if any of you all remember, it wasn't that long ago that we were talking about that family in Las Vegas who claimed they saw aliens in their backyard. I'm still wondering what really happened with that situation. It seems like that story kind of went away. But also, we know that our government and Congress, the Senate, they're starting to have meetings and hearings about UFOs. In fact, Congress had a hearing about UFOs not that long ago, and it was live streamed on the internet for everyone to see. You know, so we're living in some very interesting times. But what I find very odd is that even though Congress is openly talking about UFOs, even though various other members of our government are talking about UFOs, even though we have these whistleblowers from the Pentagon and high-ranking intelligence officials coming forward with information, at the same time, certain portions of our government are still trying to push back on this information, or at the very least, they're trying to make it look as if they're still pushing back on this information, because the Pentagon and various high-ranking members of our military are still claiming that none of this is true. That there's no secret operations to recover UFOs, that no, we are not in possession of alien bodies and stuff like that. Even General Milley, he has now spoken out and he is siding with the Pentagon. He is claiming that all of this stuff is fake. None of this UFO information is real. That's what he's claiming. And I'm just going to be honest with you all. I don't like General Milley. I don't know the guy. There's just something about him that rubs me the wrong way. He feels and looks untrustworthy. I don't know. I get really bad vibes from the dude. And I'm the type of person, if I get those feelings about you, I'm going to ride with those feelings. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'll give you a chance to prove to me otherwise, but I don't know. General Milley just seems like a sellout. In fact, he seems like he might be an alien. Like his face opens up and there's a little alien inside of his head at an you know what I mean? Like just operating his body. I'm joking there. I'm joking. Don't get too far out there. But he something about him just rubs me the wrong way. But anyways, I've been wondering what he had to say about all of this. I'm wondering what everyone has to say about all of this. I would love if our president was able to weigh in on all of this stuff that's going on. But of course, that's not going to happen for various reasons. But anyways, I want to go ahead and dive right into this clip, because in this news clip, they talk about the fact that General Milley is still not ready to, I guess, come forward and to be honest about what's going on here. He's still pushing back on this. Various other portions of our government are still pushing back on this information. So we're kind of at this weird point where, and it's really weird when you really think about it, and it rubs me the wrong way, like I've said, when we have half of our government like, yeah, let's go forward and give out information about UFOs, let's talk about this, and then the other half of our government is still trying to deny it. Once it gets to the point that Congress is having hearings about it and stuff, we really just need to go ahead and just let the cat out of the bag, rip the Band-Aid off, you know. And I honestly don't feel like this information is just coming out for no reason. I really don't. I feel as if the pushback that we're getting from people like General Milley and the Pentagon, I feel like that pushback is artificial. But before I say too much, let's go ahead and watch this clip. And then after this clip, I'll be back for more.
And now to a story News Nation has been following from the very beginning. The nation's highest-ranking Army military officer speaking out about UFOs following Congress's historic hearing. Army General Mark Milley, chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, is backing the Pentagon's claims that there is no evidence the U.S. has non-human-made vehicles. David Grush, the UFO whistleblower who gave the News Nation exclusive interview, has claimed that the U.S. has a secret alien retrieval program. And General Milley says Grush shared what he believes to be true, but says based on briefings with the Pentagon's UAP office, he has not seen any indications of a cover-up program. Joining us now is Ben Hansen. He is the host of UFO Witness on Discovery Plus. Ben, thank you for being here. Let's dive right in. So what do you make of the general's comment?
Well, honestly, Kelly, it's not all that surprising. If you look at the other statements he made, he said there is a lot of unexplained aerial phenomena out there. That's true. He talked about a lot of the reports they're getting that there's some of it that's difficult to explain. So we've heard that from the Pentagon before, but I think a lot of people kind of assume that those who are in the highest levels of leadership would know everything. And I know this sounds really kind of conspiratorial, but I think we would be surprised that a lot of our elected officials in the executive department, legislative, and military probably isolate themselves for plausible deniability. And maybe they're not told on purpose because they're going to be the targets that are going to be called out on the red carpet or subpoenaed in hearings. So in my opinion, it's not surprising.
And you were on News Nation's Banfield on Friday, along with retired Rear Admiral of the U.S. Navy, Tim Gallaudet. And now he talked about his own UFO experience and getting an email about it that disappeared from his inbox. We have the clip, and then we'll come back for a question.
I received an email from a two-star admiral in charge of the exercise. And he had actually sent it to a number of one- and two-star admirals like me in charge of aircraft carrier strike groups and other support commands. And the title of the email was Urgent Safety of Flight Issue. And in the text, he asked if anybody knew what these objects were. And it was the Go Fast video that was attached. And he said, report to me immediately if you do, because we might have to cancel the exercise because of safety concerns. And of course, once I saw that, I knew immediately what was occurring. This is nothing we could have engineered. And then, interestingly, the next day, that email was wiped from my computer.
Now, I found that fascinating. You weren't able to react. I'd like to get your take, though. What do you make of it?
So the Rear Admiral actually reached out to me after appearing one of your shows here on News Nation because we were talking about USOs, underwater submerged objects, and we started talking. This is a man with an incredible resume and background, right? So he was not only the chief meteorologist, but also the commander of the Naval Observatory. And here he gets, earlier in his career through the SIPRNet, which is secret intranet of the military. And that message has that video in it that we now know comes from, the Go Fast, I believe it was, video. And it disappears. The next, I think he said day or two, they had a meeting with a lot of these admirals who were on that message list, and none of them talked about it. They were told not to talk about it. So again, more stories of suddenly, kind of a rash, put the information out and then walk it back, and this never happened. So very, very interesting.
Absolutely. We'll stay on it. Ben Hansen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks, Kelly.
So like I was saying before I played that clip, I really feel like this pushback that we're getting from the Pentagon, General Milley and others, I feel like it's artificial. Because not for 1 second have I felt like these whistleblowers that are coming forward, I don't feel as if they're really whistleblowers. I believe a lot of the information they've come forward with, but I don't believe that they're just doing this on their own. I think the government is the one that's pushing this. And it may be hard for people to see that. But if you know how the media operates and how media coverage of news stories operate, you would have a better understanding of what's going on here. Because all of this stuff about aliens that's going on right now, it has been slowly rolled out like a campaign You know what I mean? When the news wants you to really be invested and interested in something, it rolls out a news story little by little, like a campaign. Kind of like an ad campaign for a movie. Marketing, if you will, almost. And that's what's going on with this UFO story. There's a reason why you're getting tidbits of information here and there. There's this slow and steady buildup. And a lot of it is probably because they want to start normalizing this topic even more. You see, for years, they normalized the topic of aliens by putting aliens in movies and TV shows and you name it. And the reason they did that is to desensitize you for where we're at now. So when you look around, and some of us are amazed that no one cares, that they're literally admitting that aliens and UFOs are real, that's because we have had years and years and years of programming that has desensitized us for this moment. People aren't, as surprised about aliens because they've been watching Ancient Aliens on the History Channel. Aliens have popped up in every one of their movies and cartoons and comic books and you name it. We've been desensitized to this topic to a certain extent. That's why when you see all of this news breaking, that's really some of the biggest news to ever break in the history of the world. No one gives a damn. So now, as they normalize talking about this on the news, and as the news slowly rolls out this campaign talking about UFOs, being more open about UFOs, we are being further desensitized for the time in which you're going to maybe see aliens walking around. Maybe you'll see UFOs, not even hiding, flying through the skies. Who knows what is to come? But make no mistake about it, there's somewhat of an end game here. We are being led down a path. What's at the end of that tunnel? What's at the end of that path? I don't know. I have various ideas of what it may be, but make no mistake about it, the media, along with portions of our government, and I believe our entire government, but they want to still pretend as if they're pushing back on this stuff, when in reality, I think they're the ones that's rolling this stuff out. So right now, we're being led into a certain direction, and they're releasing all of this information for a reason, and eventually we're going to find out what that reason is. Now, for a lot of us, like me, and those of you all who have watched these videos, we're not going to be as surprised when we find out, where this road is headed. But a lot of people, they're headed down this road and they have no idea what's going on. They don't even know that they're being led on a path. But that's what the media does. They did it with the beer bug. They've done it with everything, every big event in the past. It's happening right now, even on smaller scales. I know a lot of you that watch this channel watch true crime. There's a reason why true crime stories play out the way they do. The media may get a hold of a lot of information, but they slowly trickle things out. They work with police to get the press conferences, and they know how to make a story bigger when they need to, and they know how to make a story go away when they need to. You better believe that. And if you don't, then you just don't know how the world and the media and the government operates. Let me know your thoughts, though, down below. While you're down there, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.